Well, just a month ago at Churchill Downs, Dornoch finished 10th at the Kentucky Derby, finishing 18 lengths behind the winner, Mystic Dan. Just days later, trainer Danny Gargan sent the thoroughbred to Saratoga, and they went to work. So after 4 days of basketball and 6 games, it's Iowa and South Carolina punching their tickets to the Final Four. History made here at Watkins Glen International yesterday. Can we see more history being made here today as the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs continue here at the Glen? With this win, Syracuse moves to 4-3 in the ACC, 13-5 overall, and his homestand continues Tuesday night when Florida State comes to the Dome. So just some unfortunate breaks there for the 49ers and head coach Kyle Shanahan. And again, you got to feel for him. I mean, it's his second Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. And then if you add in the 28-3 lead he had as the Falcons OC back in 2017, it really stings for him to come short again in a big game. A sellout crowd of 50,000 people in a handoff of more than $125 million, culminating in a historic Belmont Stakes here at the Saratoga Racecourse. Oregon State and South Carolina moving on to the Elite Eight. The 3-seed Beavers defeating Notre Dame 70-65 in a thrilling Sweet 16 showdown. The NASCAR playoffs have always been known for its chaos, and how about throwing in a road course for the second race in this year's postseason? Well, that is certainly going to create an exciting weekend here at Watkins Glen International.
I definitely was looking for a college that was outside of the box. I wanted to be challenged in my academics.
Bridget Duffy is a one-of-a-kind student athlete at the United States Military Academy. There aren't many others out there doing what she's doing on and off the field at West Point.
It's a tough school, it's a tough place to go through, but everyone's going through the same challenges as you, so just having that peer motivation, I think, is the biggest thing.
On the field, Duffy is currently leading the Army's women's lacrosse team in goals and points this season, just like the sophomore midfielder did in the fall with the women's soccer team.
Not me. Had a block. Had a chance.
It was definitely a learning curve, but I'm grateful for it, and I don't want to change anything.
It's something the Queensbury native has been doing her whole life, and with plenty of competition as the second oldest of 10 children in her family.
It started at a young age, whether it was playing in the backyard with my siblings, playing basketball in the front yard, lacrosse, hockey, soccer. It definitely translated to my competitive qualities I have, but I think it's helped me here in both sports.
Duffy was originally recruited by Army for lacrosse. While she could no longer be a 4-sport athlete like she was in high school, Duffy believed she could still at least do 2 of them. So as her freshman year began, she decided to try out for soccer.
Army provides some insurance.
You can tell there was something different when she stepped on the field and when she was playing, that she just had such a athletic presence, a technical awareness and tactical vision, that we were like, this is somebody that could come in and help us. Impressed, soccer head coach Tracy Chow got on the phone with lacrosse head coach Michelle Tumalo and made Duffy's vision a reality.
I wish I was a 2-sport athlete in college, and I was a 3-sport, 4-sport athlete my whole life. So once I connected with Tracy Chow, who was my best friend here, the soccer coach, it was just easy for us.
She's just like, you know what, any female that has the ability to do both, and if you really think that she can compete, then absolutely, let's make it happen.
Duffy would average about 44 minutes a game with 3 goals and 2 assists her freshman season on the pitch, before going on to set a single-season record with 82 points in lacrosse and becoming the program's first All-American.
It was definitely a little overwhelming, but knowing that I have so many of my other teammates going through the same process as me and coming off of basic training during the summer before plebe year.
Oh yes, and balancing the 2 sports on top of her cadet duties and responsibilities as a life science major. Getting whatever rest she can is the key to making this all work.
I don't get a lot of that, switching between seasons, so just taking the time off that I can.
Once her dual sports days come to an end, Duffy plans to pursue medical school after graduation, continuing to be crucially versatile on and off the field. Jackson Wang, Spectrum News.
Probably around the age of 4. My dad put a basketball in my hand. Ever since then, I just had a basketball in my hand. So that's when I started.
Basketball was Travis Weitch's first passion.
Went to St. Patrick's. I played for Kevin Boyle, who was at Montford. Then I went over to St. Peter's Prep, then St. Peter's University. And then my journey just continued and led me here.
And it shows for the Albany Patroons point guard. Since arriving in the Capital Region, Weitch has been a mainstay, even earning first-team All-TBL honors last season.
Just the fans, this place, this arena, the ownership, the coaches, just everything about this place, you know, it's just magical here.
But away from the court, this is Weitch's other passion.
I kind of just was thinking in my head, and I kind of just came up with the concept of maybe having the hook would be something involving in dreaming, and then I just kept going from there.
Let me know what's on your mind. I feel like you're scheming.
When he isn't working on his jump shot or dropping dimes, Weitch is here working on his music and dropping hits.
So I started doing music for fun, I want to say in high school, and I used to just always write. It was just a way to get stuff off my mind at first, and then some of my friends and family was just like, oh, you're pretty good at this. I think you should try like really going after it. So I started taking serious more, probably the last 2 years, I want to say.
When I was broke, they made me feel I was a joke. Listen on that note, I always felt I was provoked.
During that time, 2 albums and numerous singles have been released. Weitch performs under the name Trev the Real.
Different animal other than goat, cause these goats couldn't hang.
Basketball is definitely more competitive, you know, it's more, you gotta really go after it. Music is more relaxed and just more, I'm just in my zone, just by myself, just getting all my thoughts out.
No, people really won't, almost looking like a stranger.
Music has helped Weitch over the years, on and off the court, and he enjoys sharing his soundtrack with others. Dreaming is a team favorite.
Like a dreamer, dreamer.
I think it's just the hook, it's catchy, and then I'm actually like really writing about some real stuff, so I think a lot of those guys are just like me, where our favorite artists are people like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, you know, Drake.
As the TBL season rolls on, basketball remains the main focus for Weitch. The Patroons are once again looking to contend for a championship. While he knows he can't play basketball forever, music is something Weitch hopes to continue for years to come.
I always have something to say and always have something to write, something to get off my mind, so I feel like music will just keep carrying on for as long as I allow it to.
Back when I was broke.
Jackson Wang,
Yeah.
Spectrum News.
That's good, bro. Lunchtime.
Nice. Ooh. Okay. I wanted to just kind of come back and do something, and what better thing to do than just coach and go back to throws.
When Savannah Gordon was a thrower at Shenandoah, it was the community environment that made her fall in love with track and field.
Push. Ah. Even though it's an individual team sport is how I like to think of it, because you rack points up as a team, but competition-wise, you're just competing against yourself.
It's what drew her back here now as a coach. Gordon is currently in her 4th season guiding these throwers.
I mean, the release was wonky, but everything else was good.
Lessons of competition and resilience have also helped her with her other profession.
Better, better. My day job is I'm an opera singer at the Metropolitan Opera in New York City.
Several days a week, Gordon makes the trip here to the Lincoln Center for the performing arts, rehearsing, and performing shows.
The one term I keep using is a fever dream. It doesn't feel real. And even still, I've now been working there for almost 3 months. And some days I'm just like, I can't believe this is my life.
It's an achievement more than a decade in the making. After graduating from Shen in 2011, Gordon pursued music with a bachelor's from UAlbany and then a master's from Ohio University.
It's a very hard field to break into. And I mean, I did track and field, so I obviously love competition.
Oh, say, can you see?
Along the way, she auditioned a lot, earning opportunities at the Harlem Opera Theater and the Moon River Opera. Gordon even performing the national anthem at the governor's inauguration last year.
The twilight's last gleam. dreaming.
Then it was just audition season this past fall, and I was applying and auditioning nonstop, and here I am at the Met.
She credits a lot of coffee and support from her fellow coaches for allowing these two worlds to coexist, a community effort.
And you just work on getting the feet underneath you.
Helping her throwers hit their mark while also hitting her own from Saratoga County to New York City.
I've been exhausted, but honestly, when you get to live your dream, like, you can afford to be tired. Push through the wall.
Jackson Wang, Spectrum News.
Do I need to get lower?
My grandfather was a volleyball coach. My mom played, my aunt played, my brother, 2 cousins. So I think there was more family tradition, and I went to play volleyball too. I was born in Poltava, that's central Ukraine. I think my childhood, I spent a lot of time outside, playing with other kids. I played soccer a lot, I love soccer. I played with guys, that was so much fun. In high school I was in Poland, and we had a great program, we had a great coaches. The project was really big, and we had some of the best players in the country. We were 2nd and 3rd in the national championships. I remember when the war just started, I was in Poland for that time, and I called them, and everybody was so scared. I was so scared too. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep for a couple of days. Everybody was just watching news, what's going on. Nobody left, nobody went nowhere. They had opportunity to go to Poland, to another country, but they said we want to stay here because that's where they live, that's where they have job, they have family. I knew for sure that I want to go to USA, and I was trying to find the school, to find the scholarship, of course, to get. So I think I was not thinking to go back to Ukraine. I felt like the family atmosphere in here, talking to coaches. I primarily just talking to my family and wanting to know if they're all right, how are they doing, and that's just enough for me. And then I can focus on practice, school, I have exams, homeworks. Honestly, I was so happy to go home this winter. That was my first time for 5 years. I spent the Christmas with my family. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I would play for a little bit after college in Europe or somewhere. But I also want to get my master's degree. I think that's a motivation for sure, because there is so many opportunities in America, and I'm thinking about my future, to work as hard at school, during practice, to make this future better.